Hey, it turned out nice again, hasn't it? A bit of a background to this video really. A while ago I saw a bit of YouTube video, I think it was Pathé News, and it was relating to the entertainer George Formby, the famous Lancashire ukulele player, and it was showing it was an interview with him with his fiancée. His wife had recently died, and there was quite a whirlwind type of romance sort of thing. Anyway, all the newsreels descended on this pub and interviewed him because he was a big star at the time, been a big star of the 20s, 30s and 40s, sort of a bit of a movie star of his day, and of course he was from very much associated with Lancashire. So anyway, in this black and white footage it showed this pub, and it rang a bell with me because I thought, I'm sure I've seen this pub somewhere, and I wondered if it was the same place. So anyway, I'm off today via through Clitheroe to have a look whether this pub is the same as the one in the Pathé newsreel, and in fact you'll see in the video I've put the newsreel in. But anyway, for the time being, enjoying the ride through market town of Clitheroe as we head towards Waddington, and then out of Waddington up Waddington Fell. Okay, catch you in a bit.
I'm a speed king when I once begin. I once won first prize 2 and 6. I know all the dirt track dirty tricks. I'm a marvel when I'm out to win. In a 50-mile race I am the best. I ride 5 miles and skid the rest. So come along and see me riding in the TT races. Easier than hopscotch, beating all the top-notch chases. I've been riding all my life, I started quite small. I've ridden ferry, cycles, iron scooters and all. Hear the people cheer me when they see me steering backwards. Down the hill I go at breakneck speed. With the winning post on the pillion seat. Oh, come along and see me riding in the DT race. Riding in the TT races. Easier than hopscotch, beating all the top-notch chases. Once my bike was hard to ride, but I didn't mind, until I found they'd hitched 2 charabancs on behind. Everybody's scaring, I am such a daring rider. My inside rattles when I go the pace. My ribs begin to shake about. There's all my spare parts sticking out. So come along and see me riding in the DT race.
So that was a little bit from the great man himself, Mr. George Formby, from his classic film, comedy film forgot what it was called. It was about the TT races, wasn't it? So we're heading out to Clitheroe now on the one of the back roads, looking towards the outskirts of Waddington. And Waddington's quite famous because it's I think it's won in the past for best kept village. So it's a lovely little village, very, very popular. But you'll see it's quite quaint. There's a bit of a stream running down the left hand side of it, and a couple of good pubs in the village as well. So very popular with walkers and cyclists, and indeed motorcyclists. But despite its popularity, you will see that on the road it is in a bit of a state. So even though it's encouraging tourists to come in here, the roads are still very, very patchy. And in common with another of my subscribers, in fact I subscribed to him, Biker Paul, who was having a bit of a moan about the roads, you'll see that his lament is very much mirrored with the roads in Waddington. In fact, the whole of the area is like this. And it probably doesn't do it justice really on a sports bike, bouncing around quite a bit really, but that's what we've got to put up with. So heading out of the village past one of the local pubs on the right now, and we start to climb up what's the beginning of Waddington Fell. Not too bad coming up this way, but coming down the other way, it's not a place for you to have brake failure if you're driving a HGV or anything. So we're off up the fell for the time being, carrying along this road, and I was surprised when I was up there because it's quite a busy road. I didn't realise that it was so busy during the day. Well, not just during the day, but any time really. These what were quite quiet rural roads have become pretty busy, and it surprised me the speed of the traffic on. We weren't just tootling around. There was some people who were foot to the floor. So we're heading up the side of a fell now, and in the distance you'll probably see in a while, you'll see the pub which I'm referring to. It's actually called the Moorcock Inn at Waddington, and it's on Sladeburn Road. So yeah, it was a pub that's been going since the 1920s. Well, when I say it's been going since the 1920s, I think it's obviously been going before that, but there is postcards of it on eBay showing it was quite a posh place, quite an establishment in the 20s, 30s and probably into the 40s. But in common with a lot of things, pub trade's been killed, hasn't it? People's habits have changed. So despite the fact that it's in a lovely location, and I think it was trying to do well with serving food, it's always been popular for food and Sunday lunches, that mustn't have been sufficient profit for it. Because now, as you'll see, the place is quite different than you'll see in the newsreel footage. So yeah, quite a lot of cyclists on the road today. Very popular area this for cyclists, and indeed, of course, motorcyclists. So nice roads to ride on these, but this particular one, as you can see, it's quite rutted in parts. And the bike's bouncing around a bit, although I've got it set up to a bit of a sports setting on the suspension, but I prefer it to be a bit firmer than it lolling around. Not that it ever does that, because I think it's pretty firm four-wise, but I haven't adjusted the preload very much on this bike, despite the fact that I've had a new shock absorber on it. I had a nitron shock on it, as you'll see in some of my other videos talk about it. So yeah, so looking into the distance now on the left hand side, in a while we should start to see, yeah, it's coming up here on the left, is it? Yeah, the Moorcock. And I'm just going to pull in here, and I decided to take some stills and compare the old photographs with the new photographs. I tried to get similar locations and just generally have a look round.
The press had a field day when Formby announced his engagement to Pat Houseney, young schoolteacher, less than 2 months after Beryl's death.
Well, it's just one of those things. Probably a lot of people think it's a bit quick, but I'll be perfectly honest, I've got to have somebody to look after me. I mean, with what I've got. You've got something on your plate, you know.
So have you don't know it.
So I've got to take
It's
things
taken 10
quiet.
years off him.
I've got to take things very quietly at the moment. I think we're like a couple of kids the first 2 days, you know. Neither knew which way to look or talk. But if we'd have kept it quiet and gone on secretly, it wouldn't have been.
Right, here are a few still shots I took of the then and now. As you can see, pubs, well, you get a better idea when you see this really. This is the pub. It's had quite a lot added to it since the Pathé news, but this is looking, panning, more or less the same shot, looking down the road. It's from the opposite side of the road to probably where the cameras would have been, but the thing on the right used to be a really nice beer garden. Of course it's overgrown now, and yeah, you're thinking, well, what a waste. But anyway, spent a bit of time there, had a bit of a walk around on the outside. It's very derelict, all the windows smashed, very, very sad really, quite a depressing place. It's just a pity they couldn't have done something with it. Such history there. A friend of mine who used to go up there many years ago told me all sorts of people used to go up there, famous people that used to do some of the summer shows in Blackpool. I don't know if anybody ever remembers Dickie Henderson, but he alleges that he used to stop there, and you know, he used to stop there because it was away from the hullabaloo of the seaside resorts. So when we were doing these shows, they used to use it as a bit of a quiet place to go. But anyway, here we are, off over the hill. Oh, sorry, up the hill. So this is heading out of the village of Newton, and short distance, start climbing the bottom side of Waddington Fell, and you're up over the top, and when you get to the other side, you'll see that we start dropping down into Clitheroe, and we pass the Moorcock Inn on the right hand side.
I've been to Spain, but never again. I couldn't go there twice. Course my name's John Willie, but they said it sounded silly, and they wouldn't call me that at any price. They soon made me change my name, and a real proper Spaniard I became. Don Pedro, the great bullfighting hero, the Lancashire toreador. They cheer me, and when the bull gets near me, to show how far a brave man can go with the bull, I dance the tango. Then when I hung on his tail, my fancy tried to gore. I went dashing round the ring with him giving chase. 3 times he tossed me in the air, I looked a disgrace. They shouted, look at all that skin and bone round the place. It's the Lancashire toreador. Don Pedro, the great bullfighting hero, the Lancashire toreador. I met her, charming senorita. She said, to love you I can never, then kiss me goodbye forever. That night, as she retired, she locked her bedroom door. She started to undress and timidly she looked round, said, thank God I am rid of him, for he's homeward bound. But when she pulled the bedclothes down, now guess what she found? Why, the Lancashire toreador. Don Pedro, the great bullfighting hero, the Lancashire toreador. I scare 'em, no mercy ever spare 'em. In the dead of night I ramble, Spanish castle walls I scramble. I saw a shadow above, a girl in her boudoir. I climbed up her balcony, it started to sway. She shouted, murder, there's a bandit, spare my life, pray. But when my castanets I rattled, she said, hooray, it's the Lancashire toreador.